alcohol,
sex,
food,
gambling,
drugs,
internet,
love.
spending.
There are a million addictions, and everybody is recovering from something. Here to help, it's Recovery Wednesday with America's original radio psychic, Dr. Linda Salvin, along with addiction specialist Candy Finnegan from the Emmy Award-winning television show Intervention. Candy and Dr. Linda are two gals who know recovery because they are in recovery. Listen as they help you bring your recovery to the next level, help you solve your thorniest issues in ways you may have never imagined. Together, they bring you the tools and techniques that bring balance, serenity, and recovery to your life, and the tools you need to find solutions for healing from the disease of addiction. Candy teams up with Dr. Linda to share their over 60 years of combined experience dealing with all areas of recovery. In her decades as a metaphysical clinician, Dr. Linda has helped thousands of people worldwide solve problems on the air and in person with her insights and solutions. So pull up a chair, turn it up, and get ready for a visit on the path to recovery with the one and only Dr. Linda. And now, live from Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Linda Salvin and Candy Finnegan.
Hi, welcome back. It's another Wednesday for Recovery Wednesday. And unfortunately, Candy can't make it. She's doing a play and they're rehearsing, so they're performing tomorrow. And instead, I have my friend and well-known YouTuber who you know quite well, Storm Monroe. Let's bring him on. And he's going to talk with us about the powerful force of denial. Hey, Storm, thanks for doing this today. I appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely. How are you today? Well, happy Wednesday, by the way. We're halfway through the week. It is
Wednesday, and we're right in the beginning of a Mercury retrograde, which is going to be a doozy. As you can already tell, there's a lot of snafus taking place and technical issues and communication problems, and everybody's angst. Everybody's out there. But yeah, it's just Wednesday, and we have another 3 weeks of this. We don't know what's going on.
We do. We have another 3 weeks of this. But I'm excited, though, because once we get out of this, then it'll be my birthday. So it'll be perfect.
Yeah, you're going to be 31. You're finally getting into your 30s, dude.
Yes.
No, we're not emotionally and romantically involved people. Yes, some people online on his show or out on the internet think we're having an affair, even though he's in where he is and thousands of miles away from where I live, but we're friends, and we've created some controversy and conspiracies between us, and we're friends. He came to me as a client. We became helpful in one another's areas. I gave him broadcasting info. He helped me with the YouTube stuff, and you know, that's what people do. You share, you grow together, and you have fun.
Yes.
You know,
and it's been some years, and I just always say, you know, the connection you see is authenticity and a genuine friendship, and not just
we have an unconditional love for one another. There's a past life thing. He's like a brother, like a son. And yeah, I call him. I'm old enough to be his grandmother.
Yes. But you're still fun and you're hip. And I always tell you, I always feel like you're in your 50s. I know you're not, but it feels like you're in your 50s.
Yeah. Well, wait till you get there in 30 years, 20 years.
I know. I have an aunt that's around your age. Well, great aunt that's around your age. I know someone else who's like 80, and what I envision 80 to be and what they are is definitely different. So
because we see age, and if when we're children, especially, we look at grandma and grandpa, and they're older and they're wrinkled, they got gray hair. But also the generations change, the style changes. Like, I don't know what it was like for you to grow up with someone my age, because we used to wear mini skirts and boots and big hats and smoke dope and smoke cigarettes. I mean, we were really wild in the 60s and 70s, and that's your grandmother's generation, which is my generation, right? Yes. But as a child looking up at an older person, you think, oh my God, they're so old and they're this and that. But your grandmother, like me, I still have an 18-year-old soul, because our soul stays the same, even though our body changes, our experiences change. But when it all calms down, we're still who we are.
You're right. And the older people I know, like they are decrepit would be the best term.
Well, because they don't take care of themselves or eat right, or that's like the topic of today, the powerful force of denial. They don't want to eat right. They don't want to take supplements. They don't want to walk. They don't want to exercise. They don't want to get out of their rut. They live in a little box, and they'll say, no, I don't have a problem. Smoke, 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 or drink, 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 or inhale, inhale, inhale.
And they still do. And speaking of smoke, my great aunt actually, who was a longtime smoker, she has cancer. And so speaking of denial, it's kind of like, what can you say? They found it. It's stage 4, and it's nothing they can do.
No, stage 4. That's sad. How old is she?
73.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I wish her luck, and it can be painful. My mom died of lung cancer, and I watched her in 2 months of chemo. She was dead. My aunt died of the smoking cell cancer in 2006. My mom, my aunt, and I all smoked. My mom died of the other cancer cell, of small cell, that had nothing to do with smoking. Even though she had been a smoker, she still died of lung cancer like my aunt.
Wow.
Yeah, there's 2 different types. And I forget the other one. My pulmonary specialist would check my lungs to make sure I was still clean, because I smoked for 34 years of my life. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I started at 14. I quit smoking the first time around the time of the plane crash. Actually, I was 26, 27, and on the plane field when I was freaked out with out of body experience, someone said, "You okay?" "Yeah." "Are you hurt?" "Oh no." "We're alive." "Yeah." "Would you like a cigarette?" "Yeah."
But back then you could smoke on the plane, right? Back then, yeah.
I was on the field. That was back on the field. I think back then you could smoke on the plane, but I had stopped smoking for like 2 years. But when I was in shock and out of my body, the guy said, "Would you like a cigarette?" "Yes."
Yes. Calm my nerves. Yes.
Yeah, and I smoked again probably till I was in my 30s. I think I stopped and then I started again. Smoking is a bad addiction, because once you get that nicotine going, I can't take one drag and then never put it down and say goodbye. It was okay. I'll take one. Next thing you know, it's 2. Next thing you know, it's a pack. And then I was back to 2 packs a day. Then I'd go cold turkey again. And I finally quit in 2001. I stopped. So it's now 23 years not smoking, right? But it takes 18 years for the lungs to fully heal, as long as there's no vaping, smoking, even with pot. For the lungs to heal, to go back as if you've never smoked, it's an 18-year cycle. And when I last saw my doctor, he told me, I was like 22 years last year, and he said, "You've passed that 18-year mark." My lungs, last time we looked, was if I've never smoked dope, cigarettes, hash, whatever I sniffed.
Well, the crazy thing, pretty much everyone I know smokes. Well, you call it pot. That's old school, but just weed.
Old school. Okay, weed. Sorry, I don't know the jargon, dude.
I know. My grandma does the same thing sometimes. She said, "Oh, they smoke dope," and I'm like, "Dope? Like, who says that?" But it's okay.
Never just say, "Hey, that's dope." Your generation say, "Hey, that's really dope," and it's really cool or groovy.
Yes. But the crazy thing, Linda, even though I have smoked dope, so to speak, it's never been something I've really craved. It's more been like a social thing, or if I get if I got blackout drunk and I'm like, "Give me a cigar," that kind of a thing. But I'm glad I don't have that habit. My father does, but I don't have that habit. So,
but see, that's addiction, and that's the purpose of this show. The theme of the Recovery Wednesday is to talk about recovery from addiction, because everybody's addicted to something. Okay, yeah. Whether it's sex, money, shopping, porn, videos. I'm addicted to the internet. I will scroll, and just scroll. And I see the same thing, and I'll scroll, and then I obsess. "Oh my God, he said this, she said that. I should do this." And then 20 minutes, it's like, put the phone down.
And you can literally, your whole day can be gone. From this weekend, I didn't get on the internet. I put my phone down. I think me and you texted a little bit, but other than that,
didn't you feel better?
I did. And when I picked up my phone Monday, guess what? I didn't miss anything. The world didn't end. It's okay.
No, and everything you think, "Oh, here's the spiritual moment," or "Here's the message of the day," you forget 2 minutes later. Or like you and I will talk, "Well, what's happened with the bridge that fell down?" Or "What's going on with the eclipse next week?" And "Where's the the satanical cross supposed to hit in what state, in Arkansas," and whatever, and all these conspiracies of what I can't remember all the facts, because I go, and I see it, I get the imprint. But I can't remember what I'm reading half the time because I'm so overloaded with data and content.
It's a lot. It's overwhelming.
But it's still an addiction. We're all like, you've got what, 300,000 followers on your YouTube channel at Storm Monroe. And I've got, 10,000. I'll get there eventually. But you've worked at broadcasting on YouTube for several years now. And you found me on the internet. And let's go, we can talk about how you and I met a few years ago. But the thing is, like your dad, if he's addicted to the smoking or the drinking, but he doesn't want to stop, or he might say he wants to, but does not. That's a form of denial out of fear of getting better or fear of changing his life. I didn't want to stop smoking. I was the party girl. Yeah, I smoked up. I drank in the bars. I hung out with the guys and blah, 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 blah. But I got all my degrees. I looked good on paper. But inside, I knew I was crumbling. Wow. And that's what happens. The inside doesn't always match the outside. That phase you go through of trying to put the puzzle together. And that's when I decided I better just get sober, because everything else was happening between plane crashes and out-of-body experiences. It's like, okay, God, what are you telling me? So Candy Finnegan, who's not here today, who's one of the original interventionists in the country, and she was on the TV show A&E's Intervention for 10 years. She helps celebrities. You name a celebrity, she knows them. She's worked with them or their kids or a relative or whatever. But she helps people surrender or get to treatment, or to see the value in giving it up, or getting their covers pulled. Like, hey, you're an alcoholic, or hey, you've got this addiction. Hey, no, you can't manage your money, or no, this marriage isn't going to work unless you get sober. I mean, she works with the definite dead, drunk, sick, addicted people. That I was the party person, you're the party person. Yes, I stopped, but I wanted the support of getting through the new transition. And I understood, like, okay, giving up pot, or I was addicted to diet pills from 13 to 24. That was an addiction that nobody talked about back in the 70s. And I went cold turkey, and that was very painful. Today, there's support for that. But I went through all of that. Because they put me on diet pills at 13 because I was the fat little kid with the pretty face. I was still a bitch about my body because I was conditioned to learn at a very young age, you got to be thin in Los Angeles. You just got to be thin. Well, I'm not always thin. But that's also
not big. You just live in LA.
Everybody here tries to be thin, or they have a lot of plastic surgery. Like, there's a few families that we know that.
Yes. That every few years they change face. It's crazy. I've never seen people that have been able to do that, but they do.
They change face, hair, butts,
body. Yep.
Husbands.
Yeah, that too. That's very true.
Yeah. But your dad, for example, I know how much you love him and care because we've talked about it, but has he ever expressed a desire to stop, or is he just in his mode, in his lane, and he just does what he does and he hurts himself without getting out of denial or accepting responsibility that there could be a way without the negative aspects of alcoholic behavior?
Well, he's not. Well, he isn't on alcohol, but smoking, yes.
Well, the smoking is so people understand. There's the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. You can take the Big Book. I don't have it in front of me, and you can cross out the word alcohol and put cigarettes. You can cross out the word cigarettes and put cocaine. You can talk or porn or sex or shopping or gambling, money, debts, whatever the ism is. It comes under the umbrella of alcoholism. That we've all got an ism, right? So if your dad's the smoker, not the drinker, it's the same kind of adrenaline rush. It's the same type of compulsion. Cigarette smoking is probably one of the most difficult addictions to break out of all of them. And as I've said before, the filters are pure sugar, right? Which is a carb that goes into our blood. So you take that away and then either start drinking or eating because you're filling up that sugar rush. Then, as we've learned with parasitical cleanses, that the parasites go looking for the sugar. So you get a headache because the parasites are looking for sugar. So your body's going into shock with all the microbiomes and the withdrawals and the lack of substance. It's easier to stay smoking. I think it's hard to stop smoking. I quit the last time in 2001. I holed myself up in my apartment at the time. And at the time, there was this herbal detox, which I took all weekend long, and I drank gallons of distilled water, and I had food, and I just watched Lifetime movies and cleansed it. And by Friday night, I stopped smoking. It was my 47th birthday, and by Monday, I didn't smoke.
Really? Wow.
I detoxed. And then it took time to learn that when a stress hit or the phone rang or I'm in the car, not to grab, because it's the natural habit that I created all those years of, oh, I'm in the car, there's an ashtray. So when we had ashtrays in cars, or when we could smoke in public, right? Before they put all the rules together where there's no smoking as a public health hazard. But detoxing and the withdrawals and the anger, and then learning how to cope without the fix.
Yeah.
It's hard. Same thing with alcohol. A drunk needs alcohol. Just like Candy and I were talking, she had some woman who's pretty well known here in Southern California. They did an intervention, and the woman was kind of nasty, which is normal, and Candy knows how to talk back, but they got her to go to Betty Ford for her detox, right? Wow. So she got her into treatment, but they got her alcohol to drink on the way down, because they have to have alcohol in their system for the insurance company, but it's also because of the DTs. You can't just go cold turkey. So they have to have that balance. Candy would be better at explaining that than me, but she was explaining that that's part of the process, not that it's keeping them inebriated, but balanced until they go through the...
Yeah, because I've also heard if you just a chronic alcoholic, if you abruptly stop, they could die. I've heard that.
That's the DTs, and they can die. They can die. The overwhelming feeling of being out of control, or a heart attack, or they have something snap in the head. I'm not real sure, but it's just like taking heroin away from somebody. If they're not monitored, you cannot detox alone. And I didn't understand that when I was younger, that I didn't have anybody to really turn to when I was coming off amphetamines. I didn't know. But alcohol wasn't a detox for me, because I didn't have that kind of problem, but I just knew I wasn't going to be drinking Kahlua or a whiskey sour anymore. It was just, okay, how am I going to socialize in the clubs or with people at dinner and not drink? So yeah, I have water, I have coffee, I have soda, whatever. And I got through the worst of the, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay sober.
That's the first thing you think, like, what am I going to do? And then you realize that, especially with adults, when we get together, it's either alcohol or food. And I'm like, I have to avoid both.
We socialize. We have, because it's the buffer. Now that goes back to the powerful force of denial that we're talking about. Because you got 18 people, and it's Christmas or Hanukkah or New Year's or a birthday or a bar mitzvah or some event, right? And everybody always ends up in the kitchen, or you end up around the food. And, especially if you're in a social situation where people are usually drinking and smoking, everybody's out there like this, and they're doing their thing. Because what I learned once I got sober, this is how we buffer so you stay away from me. This is my little cloud. How can you get to me emotionally with this smoke in front of me, right? I'm blocking you with my smoke. If I'm drinking, it's coffee, people. It's coffee. I'm drinking to soothe my pain or my anxiety so I can be more comfortable to be with you, because I'm in denial about how I feel insecure around other people, or I feel less than, or I feel inept, or I feel bored, or I feel unworthy, or I might feel so egotistical that you're beneath me and I don't need to be here, but I'm here because the family, and you go off into that. There's all different personality thoughts that take place when they're drinking, people aren't consciously saying, I got to have a drink and calm down because I'm attracted to that girl or that guy and I don't want to feel it. But that's part of it too, to calm down what might be happening emotionally, sexually. A lot of married couples, when they're attracted to another person's spouse, you start seeing them get kind of, uncomfortable and moving around, even though the eyes are, and then they'll start drinking or they'll smoke, or they get a little into their denial by suppressing the feeling. That's all it is. We're denying our feelings.
We are.
Think about
it. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I think a lot of us don't even know how to socialize. And so we we just like, well, let me get a drink. And then you see them like on top of a table with their top off.
Yeah, you've had a few of those too. Yeah, no, but you're right. But because they loosen up, or their inhibitions are released and down, because everybody's got some form of fear. Not everybody just struts into the place. I own it, Look, there are so many celebrities that are in the recovery program, and they're winning Academy Awards, and they're worth millions, but they're sober, as opposed to some of those that have been the bad boy and girls that would always get busted or get in trouble or whatever, because they were still out of control and in denial regarding their disease of alcoholism, whether it's smoking, pot, drugs, partying, alcohol, whatever. And that's huge here in Hollywood. It's always a big party, and you've been to some of them, and they're not always that exciting once you're there.
They're really not. And there's plenty of alcohol and there's plenty of Coke. There's really whatever you want. Nobody's going to tell you no.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody had they seem to be, it's like there's no soul. It's just darkness.
Well, yeah, because everybody's running from themselves. Well, everybody's dressed up in gorgeous gowns and tuxes and beautiful clothes, but everybody's got their own crazy mishigas, which is insanity and craziness. And we're having a big party. We're on the red carpet, and half of it is like, for what? Okay, right. It's one thing if it's a film and a music release or whatever. I get it. But and they do it for the doctors and the hospitals and the businesses, and there's always big parties if you're like in farm or any big industry, and they have their big events, and then they send you off on a vacation because you hit your quota for sales. It's just people party, they gather. But not everybody's comfortable drinking and using. And personally, even when I was a kid, Girl Scouts, when they started and I saw it around me, I wasn't comfortable even as a child. There were times, one girl, we went to the Grand Canyon. I think I was in 8th grade, and we took a bus to the Grand Canyon, and they were putting makeup on, and somebody put makeup on me, and I felt guilty. Like, I don't want makeup. I don't need makeup. I'm like 10. I was 12 or whatever I was, 10. Wow. I wasn't ready. I felt weird, and then when people started getting loaded and drinking, it's like, no, that's not what I want. But I gave in because of social pressure, which is another reason most people start smoking or drinking, or they watch their parents smoke or drink. My mom smoked. My parents, they'd have a cocktail when they came home from work, like a Mai Tai, nothing bottles anywhere. No, it was one drink. Then they'd have dinner, and they got on with their life. There was not the lush. There wasn't the hiding of alcohol. None of that in my family. But we had rage. So we had rageaholic behavior where everything would explode because there was nothing pushing down. And if everybody got ticked off, it wasn't just calm down with a drink. It just came out. Everybody has something.
Yeah.
Right? You grew up with people who drank a lot in your family, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of them died before I was born. A lot of them. Yeah. I would describe my mom more as alcohol dependent, not addicted, because she definitely would have a cocktail when she got home, but she wasn't flat out drunk somewhere either.
No, but it calmed her down. It took the edge off from work, just enough to relax. Just like if you take some CBD oil, it's just enough to take that edge off, right?
But what I will say is definitely on my father's side of the family, food addiction like no other.
Eat to push down the emotion.
Push their feelings, their emotions. Everything was food. didn't have money for a lot of other things, but always had food. So I would say definitely food.
That's interesting because eating disorders and food addiction is really big, and it's usually the carbs and the sugars or empty calories. They're not going to binge on pepperoni and hamburger meat as much as they are on like French fries or chips or cookies or ice cream.
Pepsi, Coca-Cola.
Yep. Sugar. Yeah.
All sugar and salt, And I look at a lot of them now and I'm like, wow, you're dealing with a lot of health issues. And I'm just like, whatever I got to do to avoid that, I will.
So they probably have obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, that their legs hurt. They might have arthritis. They might be feeling lethargic, or they keep gaining weight and they don't know why. And then there's another denial. Well, I didn't really gain weight. No, I haven't gained weight. And they've gained 40 pounds. You can see it, right?
You can see it. Now, here's the crazy thing. They're overweight. Well, obese. Well, some of them are obese, but no high blood pressure, like nothing yet. So it's interesting.
That's interesting.
It's interesting.
That they would be healthy, overweight. That happens.
Yeah.
That happens. Everybody's genetically different. We know that. But in a way, they're lucky, depending how old they are too. But as they age, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the kidneys will do, or what the liver's going to do, what the heart's going to do, or they may have that one drink or that one bite that all of a sudden their body just says, I've had enough, and boom.
Exactly. Because you never know until it stops working for you. So
exactly, because the crosses like a barrier in your brain, and all of a sudden, or the addiction gets worse where you can't stop.
I've even considered because it's a lady out in Jamaica where you can go and like they'll detox you from because we're addicted to the sugars here in the States and the carbs and this and that, and you just live like off the land, and it's a nice place. But I've even considered doing that for like 2 weeks because it's a cleanse, and it's
spiritual.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is spiritual. So is the 12-step program. The 12-step program has us depend on a power greater than ourselves. There's different ways of detoxing. There's different ways of coming out of denial. There's different ways of getting honest with yourself. It's like if I'm eating tortilla chips and I know it's really not right for me, I got to finally say, okay, no more tortilla chips. I love tortilla chips. I'll go through a phase where I have to have them once a month. Now I'm trying to say I don't need any tortilla chips right now. I just want to get off the tortilla chips. Not that it makes me crazy, but I want more. And I need some coffee. But it's like a cigarette. Okay, I'll have one. And then it's another. Then it's another.
Then it's another. It's another.
Chewing gum. Sometimes I got addicted to gum. And I stopped chewing gum during our lockdown because I'd buy a pack of gum, 7-10 pieces now, whatever's in a pack. Excuse me, I'm choking in here. I did not cough once in Alaska.
Well, fresh air will do that.
I had fresh air in Alaska. I've come back to LA. I cough every day. Chocolate bars for my water, high decks. So we've got chocolate bars over here. We've all got something we're addicted to. But what was I just saying? I was going to talk about something about the
you said tortilla chips,
chewing tortilla chips and chewing gum. Thank you, because I always had to be chewing something. So I would chew the same piece over and over. Then I got to a point, I'm not sure where it kicked in, like it broke, but I would get the flavor, throw it out. Get the flavor, throw it out, and I would go through like 4 packs of gum a day, like I would going through cigarettes.
Wow. It
became the hand to mouth, blow a few bubbles next, get the cinnamon, get the bubble gum, whatever, right? And then I just thought, what are you doing? It became the next fix. So if I'm not going to the store to buy cookies, ice cream, French fries at a restaurant, and then there was no alcohol, no cigarettes, and then I got to nothing, I thought it became the gum. So again, there's this compulsive activity that addicted people have, and I admit it. I am not in denial that I am compulsive and can be addicted and addictive. I see where I have to pull back or withdraw. I can see, like, if I take that first bite of that chocolate cake, I'm gone. And I don't want to go through that wave of detox again. So I'd rather stay away from it than hurt. But gum became a problem, just like smoking became a problem, or just like drinking in the bars became a problem. I had to have my Kahlua, and I realized, why do I do this? For what? It's fun to party, but I outgrew it around your age. Actually, Storm, you're turning 31.
Yes.
I got sober at 31.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But for me, I'm almost thinking like, wow, I may need a whole new set of friends, because it's like.
But that's what happens. That's what they say in the program. You don't have to give up everything or change anything except everything.
Yeah.
You're coming to a point where you thought they were your friends, and that serves a purpose, whether it's women and relationships, or the guys you hang out with, or who you go to the clubs with, or who you party with, or who you get loaded with, or then all of a sudden it's like, I don't want to do that, but they do. So you either try to show up as you, and then either they want you to join in, or you find that you don't like them as you thought you did, because as you clean up your life, your blinders come off, your spirit opens, and it's like you see the truth.
You do.
Maybe they hurt you. Maybe they betrayed you. Maybe they denied you. Maybe they manipulated you. Maybe
you just have nothing in common.
Well, that too. When you finally see the truth,
you start to see it. Oh my God. I even have some people where I know, like, I'm only going to see you once a year, and that's it.
Just to be kind, or just because it's an old school type of thing, or
no, just because they are fun. I don't have anything against them, but it's like you're a once a year kind of a friend.
That's good that you can do that.
Yeah, not a every weekend kind of a friend. No,
we've had those too, where every weekend's the same people, same restaurants, same clubs. New dress, new boots, new shoes, new guy, whatever. Did all that stuff a long time ago. I met somebody recently that just stole my heart, and that was without being physically involved, but we got really, really close, and you've seen the pictures, and I've told you how I feel about this person. And I think because I don't want to say raw, I'm sober, that I can feel people, and then I can go through 1,000 people. Hi, how are you? And be social. But every now and then there's one that goes, who are you? What is this? And then we explore it. And it was like, it got deep quick. And it's beautiful when that happens. And then you got to leave. And it's like, oh my God, I got to detox from this now,
But doesn't it feel pure because you didn't do anything?
It does. It's better. Both sides. Yeah. And we can talk about relationships because. And Storm and I, and this is also part of recovery, people sleeping around, having all your sex partners. It's one thing. Women are less apt to be casual and just friends with benefits without falling for the guy. We say we can handle it, and most can't.
Most cannot. Most cannot.
No,
I've realized that too, even being in what we call it LS, the lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. And I realized that when you get through with it, everyone still wants a connection. They want their own partner. They want to be taken out on dates. They want you to call them back. And it's like, then that's not casual. That's a committed relationship. So,
yep, it's diving in. It's holding on. It's making more. You want to talk. You want to commit. There's somebody I'll text every now and then. Well, he's not texting me. Don't I get the message yet? Not always. It's like, hey, remember, or I ran into him in a parking lot a couple of weeks ago. He didn't see me. I don't think he saw me, or if he did, he didn't recognize me. But I got like a little wave. So I texted. I said, did you not see me? It was me in the parking lot. Never heard back, which I thought was kind of rude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So whether he's just arrogant or he doesn't want to open that door out of fear, drama, the past, whatever. It's like, okay, the door's shut. Got it. Okay. But someone like me, I'd say, hey, hi. Oh, no, I didn't see you. Or, oh, it would have been nice to say hello, because I'm more personable rather than like, get on with your life. I don't need you. And that's how some people are. But again, that's addiction. And a lot of people who have, and I know that he's struggled with his own stuff. that it could really not be about me, that he's so inward or angry or suppressed, or who knows what he's going through, that he just didn't want to deal. And that happens too. You get texts all the time. You're known all over the world for what you do.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Storm's a good mouth on the internet, you guys. Storm's online all the time. He's great. You got to watch him, Storm Monroe.
Online all the time. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes the phone
No, I want you to lie.
or it goes ding, 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 and you look and you go, ugh. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, not her, not him. I don't want to deal with that right now. Oh, geez. Yeah. But then a part of that's denial. It's like, okay, they have my number. I have a choice to block them.
Yes.
Well, he didn't block me. So if I'm still able to text and it says delivered, he got the text, but he hasn't blocked me with everything we've still gone through and still our process, because I know we're going to talk again. I know we will. It's just, waiting, but that's also part of the anticipation and the not knowing. And then the other one was text all the time, to the point like we got to stop because it's going to hurt.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what's odd? You know what's odd? When I block people, they tend to freak out and go on 2-year hate campaigns.
Yeah.
All because they got blocked.
But that's also because of your media presence and what you've created for yourself, Storm. And I know some of the people you're referring to, and I've got I got a couple of hits on some that I want to talk to you about later. But because there's going to be more becoming real. The denial that we all suffer from. Who is Dex? Come back, Dex. Talk about your chocolate for a moment. How much chocolate do you eat in a day? Is it daily? Is it every hour? Is it you have to have chocolate every other day? How does it work for you? Some people can't stop eating chocolate. People will go to the store and just buy candy bars because they need the sugar. Chocolate's also an aphrodisiac, so maybe this Dex needs to really feel it all the time. But when we're talking about the force of denial, it is powerful. Like, no, I'm fine. People say, how you doing? Fine. You're denying even somebody knowing you, because fine means effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. F-I-N-E. Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. You're just fine. Yeah, you're crazy. Think about it. But when people...
But we kind of say that as like a pleasantry, because do you really care how I'm doing? I mean, I know you know each other, but you go to the store. Oh my God, how are you? I'm like, I know you're doing your job. Just...
Yeah, you're not going to want to hear about my dog or what happened online or who backstabbed me or the bill didn't get paid on time and the government's after me for something here and blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, it's like, I'm fine, thanks. But if you know them, well, how's your dog or how's your kid or how's your husband or how's your wife or, what? Oh, I love the flowers you planted across the street. Simple. But do we get into the intimates? No, not always.
No, we don't. We don't. You're right.
But then that's a form of denial. So is it just that we're casually being polite? Hi, how you doing? Fine. Okay, great. That's nice. But it's not really communicating. It's just small talk. And then inside, someone might say, if only they knew I was thinking blah, blah, I just went through this, or I just lost somebody, or I put my dog down. Sharon put her dog down yesterday. I said, oh my God. And we were talking about the Purium, which I want to talk about for a moment. And then I said, she said, just put my dog down. I said, why didn't you tell me at the beginning of this call? My God, go take care of that and go grieve. You don't just put a dog down after 16 years and take care of business. She does. And then it's like she backed up. It's like, it's shocking. You've got a dog. You're a lover of animals. You know what that feels like.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But some people kind of work to not deal with their feelings. So.
And that again goes back to the powerful force of denial. I'm in denial of my grief. I'm in denial of my loss. I'm in denial of my hunger, my desire, my passion, my addiction, my whatever. I'm in denial of. It's a powerful word. We're all in denial, but we all do it. It's a survival technique too, I think.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because some emotions are it's too intense to deal with. So you just have to divert your attention somewhere else. You're right.
So in a way, all that's the powerful force of denial. So the more we deny ourselves or our feelings or interactions or whatever, sometimes we hurt ourselves. Or I had a client earlier from England, and she was afraid to call her old boyfriend. She can't stop thinking. I said, then call him already. I don't see a future. I think you'll still get hurt. Well, I can't stop thinking. Then just put it out there. He called it Christmas and New Year's, when maybe he wants to get back together. Well, if we get back together, he's going to hurt me. I said, she went back and forth and back and forth. I said, just do it and get the closure. She goes, well, I think I'm too shy. After spending 2 years, after 2 years together, she's too shy. It's like, you go round and round and round. I said, figure it out. But if it's really bothering you, just reach out and your answer will come. Either he'll respond or he won't.
It's just that simple. It's really just that simple. And a lot of times we're avoiding something because denial. Denial once again. Because
so
maybe
she girl contacts you and you really don't want to open that. You've closed the door, you've stepped away, knowing maybe later you'll revisit her. You just don't want it right now. Not that you don't like her. Not that you've got anything against her, but when she pops up, it's like, oh, do I have to deal with this? No, I don't want to deal with this. What goes through your brain? Is it because you don't want the drama? You don't want the neediness? You don't want to confront what happened?
No, it's the drama. For me, it's the drama. I don't have the time or the patience for it. So it's like, I don't want to deal with this. But you can kind of go about it two ways. You can just deal with it, deal with the blow up and get it out the way. Or you slowly most men do that. They just slowly back off.
Detach, huh?
Yeah. Or you're super mean to her and try to get her to hate you.
Yeah, I've had that happen too, because especially during a breakup, all the anger comes out, and that's one way to break up because it's hard, it's painful. So you start a fight, he's this, he's that, she's this, she's that, and then it goes away, and then it falls down, then you collapse. And well, I'm really sorry. Did we break up? No, don't call. Maybe I should. I mean, it's a process. We go through denial, trying to deny what we feel. I mean, it's hard. Being human is hard.
It's hard at times. It is.
Storm, we're going to be ending in about 4 minutes. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me all over YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Storm Monroe. Very simple. I'm going viral on TikTok. I didn't even know it, so I have to go look over there, see what's going on. But yeah, I'm everywhere.
I had 1,000 and some odd hits on some video I posted on TikTok the other day. I didn't even know it, but all it was a new picture. I may have had music. I didn't say anything, and I just looked. I got 1,000 hits on what. I got to move everything over to TikTok because I guess that's where they want me more than any place else. I got 1,000 from just a picture with sunglasses. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, fine. Yeah, but no, yeah, you can find me everywhere. Just type in my name. I'll pop right up.
Well, what kind of show do you do? What's your topic? If I'm metaphysics and spiritual and recovery.
Yeah, I'm entertainment news, typically. A little bit of conspiracy, a little bit of spiritual, a little bit of everything.
And a lot of dirt.
A lot of dirt. A lot of dirt, yes.
You got to watch Storm Monroe, people. There's a few shows of Storm and me through the years that we have some fun discussions on health care or out-of-body experiences or incubus and succubus of the spirits having sex with us during our sleep. We should do that again.
We should. That was interesting, yes.
Yeah, that was a fun time. But right now we're going through a retrograde. We got the eclipse coming up. And quickly, Storm and I are taking a new detox product. There's 5 products. They even send you a blender, and you put the green appleberry powder into the water or the almond milk or whatever you choose as your liquid. And I put a piece of fruit or an avocado in it, and I drink. And what you're doing is you're going to start building. You're going to detox from the glyphosates with one of the products, which is called the Advanced Cleanse. There's the Biome, which we take to get rid of inflammation in our body and detox all of the glyphosates. So you got glyphosates, parasites. There's a cherry biome at night that you take, or it's called cherryopathy, to replenish the melatonin and help you sleep better. So it's a whole program of detoxing. You can still eat. It's not starvation, but it will help you. And especially for addicts and addiction, with all the stuff that's in our body, because we're ingesting the equivalent of 1 plastic credit card a week. We've got blood. Yeah, they're finding the equivalent of 1 credit card's worth of plastic each week. You go to the coffee joints. They're giving it to you in a plastic cup. You're drinking the coffee, but it's got little particulates coming off the plastics. You're drinking
the water bottle. You're right.
Bottle. I drink out of water bottles. I'm not perfect. You buy cases of water because it's supposedly pure. Yeah, it might be pure, but you're still getting the plastic. Most everything's wrapped in plastic, so we're ingesting and inhaling. So these products are helping us detox from the glyphosates, which is the weed killer like Roundup. I came here yesterday. The landlord had his gas mask on while he was spraying bug killer. I'm thinking, oh, glyphosate's everywhere, because it's in the food, it's in the soil, it's we can't escape it. If you're interested in learning how to detox, feel better, Storm's skin has changed, his body has changed, the inflammation is down, my inflammation is down, because little by little the body repairs itself, just like letting go of drugs, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, flour, whatever your thing might be where it's in excess and it's interrupting with your flow. There's a way to change that. So the powerful force of denial is something each and every one of us needs to address within ourselves. If you feel like it, there's no rule. I'm just giving you options and education if you want to enhance.
Absolutely. I love the products. I'm happy so far.
So far, so good. That's the end of the show. I want to thank you for last minute filling in for Candy. I love working with you because we flow off each other and we don't really run out of things to say.
That's true. That's very true.
It's fun. Stay backstage for just a moment while I close out. I'm going to go to Rebel without a cause.
I'm here. What's up?
Cause. I'm going to send you what I said for next Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow. And thank you for taking care of the heading and for always producing the shows beautifully. And I'm not going to worry about the intros at this point till I find out more information. But I think we're good. And we can sign off. And you have a great afternoon in Louisiana, where I'm in California, and he's where he is. And here we go. Thank you, everybody. This is another Recovery Wednesday. I'm Dr. Linda, and this was The Powerful Force of Denial. It'll be online for you to watch anytime soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed Recovery Wednesday. You can reach Dr. Linda at 888-509-1077 or at lindasalvin.com and Candy Finnegan at candyfinnegan@aol.com. Need a breakthrough of your own? Ready for answers or insights nobody else has? Reserve your own one-on-one in-person chat. Dr. Linda isn't just for other people. Dr. Linda gets results for you. And it's easy. Contact details are on screen now. Just click on lindasalvin.com or call toll-free 888-509-1077. That's lindasalvin.com or toll-free at 888-509-1077.